Welcome back to Edu Explorer. Today we are going to discuss about the entrance examinations after intermediate. So did you know after intermediate in India there are not 10 or 20 examinations but more than 100. Now most students only know JEE, NEET, and some people know CU set, AIMS, other examinations, etc. Now because of that people miss thousands of careers that could be a much better fit for those guys. Today I'm going to show the complete map of entrance examinations in India. Now why students get confused? So there are too many coaching advertisements. Parents only know traditional careers. Schools rarely explain you all the options. Students choose exams without understanding the careers just because their friends chose it or parents suggested it. Many students prepare for the wrong examination. Now, instead of memorizing exams, let's organize them by careers. Now, here are a list of examinations. Now, first, before going into these list of examinations, let us see how the framework should be. So first, always should be, you choose your career first. So whether you want to be engineer, doctor, CA, lawyer, even a lab technician, electrician, plumber, anything. So first choose your career, then understand what degree makes me eligible for choosing this particular career that I want to work in. Then after degree you understand the entrance examination that is needed to get into that degree program. After that you kind of take the entrance examination, then search for college. And after being in college you have to analyze what are the skills that are necessary to get that particular career journey started with, and what skills needed you need to improve so that you have better preparedness or readiness for placements. And then comes the employment. So this is the entire framework. Now so this is where you have to make, or so how do I put it? So this is the place where intellectually you have to design your career first. You have to put career in middle of everything and understand whether the degree that I am choosing will make or make a path or pave a path for the career that I'm desiring for. Whether this particular exam that I am choosing makes me eligible for going into the best institutions for starting my career. Now, after entrance examination, also there are multiple degrees you can choose. If you go for MSET examination, which is a common examination in Telugu states, AP and Telangana, you have Comet K for Karnataka. So for each state has a similar examination. Now after that there are multiple options where you can choose, multiple degrees where you can go, but majorly people only if they take entrance examination of MSET, they only go for BTech colleges, nothing else. So this is where people get confused and ignore most of the careers that they actually suited for. So that is why you have to choose the career first and understand the entire ecosystem around it. Then you will be able to have a clear idea on what examinations to take, what all examinations to take. If you take engineering, for example, now you have SRM JEE, VIT examination, then you have Amity University examination, you have LPU's separate examination, you have all the universities have their own particular examination. Now you have to understand what college gets you for your desired career. Let's just say you are looking at cybersecurity, you have to pick what is the best institution or university that gives me for that makes me eligible for cybersecurity, or gets higher internships or higher placements for cybersecurity. And then you have to choose those particular entrance examinations rather than giving all India examinations or that particular state entrance examination, which makes your life much easier. and the stress you take will significantly gets decreased. Now, once we have understood the framework, let's go in these examinations category wise. First is engineering and technology. Now you have national examinations like JEE Mains, JEE Advanced, CU Set for UG, a BitSat. You have VIT Triple examinations for VIT and SRM JEE for SRM, K IIT examination, and COMED K UG Set. Now you have state examinations like I said, TSM set, APM set, K set, MHT set, then you have WBJEE, then you have KEAM. And now for this, every examination more or less you need to have passed your 12th, and you have to have a score of 50% bare minimum. Then you are more or less eligible for these examinations. Once you take this examination, the seats kind of get allocated depending upon the score you get. So there will be a counseling session separately for all these examinations. Now, category 2 is medicine and healthcare. For medicine and healthcare, you have NEET UG, you have which is eligible for MBBS, BDS, BAMS, BHMS, BUMS, BPT, nursing. Then you have it for B Pharma, and also you have more or less all government and private universities or institutions will choose or pick students eligible from these examinations. Now you have agricultural allied sciences. So for these you can either go for ICAR examination for agricultural universities, horticulture, forestry, food technology, dairy technology, fisheries, agricultural engineering, etc. Now this is also one of the most demandful courses, but this is only for people who are very much interested into that particular agriculture or allied science niche, not for everybody. Even though if you are interested, you have to ensure that you will sacrifice your career for 5-10 years to get to the area where you want to be, because it is not like engineering, where if you select engineering, medicine, or any other thing for that matter, you grow fast. But when you select a particular niche, it definitely takes time, so you have to be patient enough for that. And also for category like law, now you have CLAT, you have AIET, you have SLAT, you have LSAT examinations. LSAT is for the entire India. Now you have other categories like commerce, finance for that, CA foundations. So you have examinations like CU set, IP MAT, and PAT set. Then you have other categories like management, where you can take IP MAT, CU set, set examinations. You have Christ University examinations, you have NMIMS, then you have university examinations. So if for Hyderabad, you have different MBA institutions and universities. So you have Amity University, where you can have Amity entrance test. Then you have ICFA University, where you can take IBSAT. Then you have Woxen University, where it also conducts a scholarship examination. And you have now a different category which is into creative field, which so it is like design. Now for design, you have NID, DAT, NIFT entrance examination, you have USEED, you have SEED, which more or less helps you to get in design, animation, gaming, UI, UX, industry design, fashion design, etc. Now for specifically into agriculture, you have NATA, you have JEE paper 2. Then for defense category, you have NDA, TES, Indian Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Merchant Navy, etc. Now for hotel management, you have NCHM JEE examination, which can get you into culinary and hotel. Then you have mass communication, where there is no particular set examination for that. You can reach out to colleges where you can get into media, mass communication, journalism, film schools, animation, photography, digital media, content creation, etc. Now you have pure sciences. where you can either go for ISRO, DRDO, etc. So if you want to go into research, so this comes under pure sciences. You have IIT, you have NEST, you have CUET examinations. Now you have other categories like paramedical, aviation, emergency services, etc. Then you have different eligibilities for that, but major eligibility criteria would be if you have 50% and above in your 12th standard, most likely you are eligible for taking all kinds of entrance examinations. And now once you choose your entrance examination, start preparing for it. And my suggestion is you prepare rigorously on last 5 to 10 years mock tests and question papers, and do take continuous mock tests for the exam that you want to crack, so that you will be more prepared and ready. And also, like I said, I am saying once again, keep your career in center of it and think what you actually need. So and also the biggest mistake students make is, so they ignore aptitude. They kind of so how do I put it? For any entrance examination, so ignoring aptitude is the highest chance where they fail. And following relative suggestions, ignoring new career options, ignoring scholarships, choosing college over the course. So you have to kind of keep all these in mind. Make sure your aptitude skills are good, excellent, so that in future they'll really help you. If not in your UG, definitely for your next career steps, PG and others. The better you prepare for aptitude, the better it is for getting into career, because every MNC today has a psychometric analysis test, have aptitude test, reasoning, soft skills. So these are no matter whatever degree you choose, whatever career you choose, are must and should. Don't ignore this. Now, also, when you have to take decision, be patient. Do not rush any decision. Discuss with your parents, discuss with your relatives, discuss with your all known people, but at last choose the career that is comfortable for you, that you want to pursue, because at the end of the day you are the one who has to work in that particular career or in that particular segment. So this is the only time where you get to make that choice. And switching careers today is not easy. So take some time, think twice, make the right choice that you feel. If you want to go into one particular stream, but parents and relatives suggest the others, fight with them, discuss with them, convince them. Do not lose on any opportunity without giving a fair fight. This is your career, you have to fight for it. No one will fight for it for you. It is not your father or relative or any parent who will come and study or make you pass the examination. You have to study, you have to do your lab works if there are any, if you have to do your internship, you have to do your you have to burn your midnight oil, you have to take your examinations, you have to do your practicals. Everything should be done by you. An interview is also cracked by you, not by the relative who suggested the program, or parents that that said that this particular college or this particular program is good. And in the next episode we will try to compare government institutions versus private institutions versus deemed universities. And also I'll shed a light on autonomous institutions, institutions affiliated with universities versus the top IITs, IIMs, NITs and central universities, so that you get a fair idea on how many kinds of institutions are there actually. And what is better for you, whether it is a standalone institution, whether it is a autonomous institution, whether it is a central university, deemed university, state university, or a private college. So stay tuned for more, and definitely do show your support by subscribing. Until then, peace out.